Good motherfucking morning, motherfucking biz. Good motherfucking morning, ladies. How are we all doing today? On this most beautiful of Thursday mornings, chat. We're good, chillin', Gucci. Tamaguchi Gucci. How's the weather like, huh? Borderlands 4 in an hour. Yeah, I mean, I'm not so hyped about Borderlands. I have probably less than 10 hours in all of the Borderlands combined, man. Probably less than 10 hours in all of Borderlands combined. It's just, yeah, you know what I mean. It's like, it's not a bad game. I have, if you count the Borderlands Telltale games, I guess I have way more. I have played the Telltale once, but the shooter looter, the game has to be extraordinary for me, I feel like. Extraordinary.
Hello, Mr. Forsen. How are you doing in Cyprus? I have heard that Israel will target Cyprus next to take down the Hamas fugitive Hassan Ali Sebahed in force. Please stay safe. Forsen L.
How can I not stay safe when nothing ever happens? How can I not stay safe when nothing ever happens? Let's see here, we got some Subaronis, we got some re-Subaronis.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Please stop accusing Forsen of being the shooter in that college campus. Because we all know if Forsen was shooter, then Charlie Kirk would still be alive because of his bad aim.
You kinda ruined it by over-explaining the joke. We all got it in the first half, man. Alright. Yeah. Fragile Body, thank you, man. We got Goon Goon Goblin. Welcome back. Disaster, Chef Cat, Orange Name, thanks for subbing. We got King Arthas 1 year. 1 year! Can you believe it, guys? 1 year. This guy has been the sub. That's crazy. Just happy. Happy. Wonk D as well, thank you, man. 3 years. Says Forsen. I'm your biggest fan. I'm loaded on channel points. TI watch party. I'll be honest. I feel like Dota is just ever since I played League, Dota is just so slow. Like you can really feel the difference with how much PvE farming there is in that game in comparison. It's too much farming, man. I like Dota, but I didn't realize how much farming it was until I played League. And then it's like, wait, why is it so fucking ridiculous much farming? Like, come on, focus more on fighting, because that's why you're playing a PvP game, right? That's why you're playing a PvP game. 1 hour per game is retarded. No, I don't give a shit about 1 hour per game. It's not 1 hour per game in Dota, first of all. But it is longer than League, but not by as much as people think. I feel like that's not an issue though. Like if you're sitting down, you're not gonna sit down to play fucking 30 minutes, right? 1 hour is fine. Counter-Strike games back in the day, 15 rounds, right? Or 15 wins. Those are Those are also like 1 hour, right? It can't deny creeps. Yeah, I mean, I'll take that over farming creeps in the forest any day, though. I'll take that. But yeah. Forcing is never wrong. That's true. Will you play League when WASD releases? When does it release? When does it release? WASD so shit? I don't think it's gonna be. I mean, you're gonna be able to pick which one you want, right? Next patch? Really? I think it's a huge improvement. Maybe we warm up some today then, huh? We wanna warm up a little bit? I heard someone said Briar buffs yesterday, or the day before, I don't remember. Someone said Briar buffs. Yeah. Maybe we crush some stream snipers. Destroy the competition, yeah. Adjustment not buff. Adjustment not buff. Adjustment sounds like a buff to me. Bronze Shaitan. I don't remember where we ended. I don't remember. It's been so long. Anything else cool, fresh, new, exciting happening today? They are DDoSing, don't play this month. Who's DDoSing? Nintendo Direct tomorrow. Bubba G update. Yeah, someone linked the YouTube clip. You can move death boxes now. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. Anti-vaxxer Charlie Kirk finally gets a shot. I don't. Okay. Yeah, we heard yesterday. I don't care about politics. Like, to me, some random guy dying in a school shooting, or if it's some political guy, it has no effect. Like, I don't care either way. I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum. Nothing ever happens because it doesn't affect my life. No one can convince me with a rational and sound logical argument that I should care more about some political guy than some random guy getting shot in the streets of NA. You can't make up a solid point. I will say this though. I used to say that wasting your time on politics, right? Investing your time in politics has a very poor return on investment unless you work in politics, right? That's what I've always been saying, because then you make money and you make a living off it. But now I'm gonna go ahead and say that not even if you're working in politics is it worth it, because you might just get shot. Because let's face it, the only people that earn real good money with politics is NA content creators, right? Because that's where all the fucking lunatics are. And that's also where all the guns are. So I wouldn't say it's worth even being a political content creator anymore. I don't think it's worth the risk. Israel attacked Qatar, UFO tanked the Hellfire missile, Nepal and France up in flames. Russia violated Poland's airspace. Something happened. But it didn't though. You're just reading words to me. But I'm sitting here and I'm like, nothing ever happens. Alright? Right? I'm sitting in my chair like I always do every day. Turn on the stream. Play games. Eat my meal. Because nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens. Right? It's the 5 certainties of life. Because you are a privileged asshole. Yes. And that's how the world works. You are a privileged asshole compared to 90% of the people in the world.
Forsen is literally
right?
Charlie Kirk. Forsen
I'm just a privileged asshole
literally
compared to
Charlie
99.9% of the people
Forsen is literally Charlie Kirk. Forsen is literally Charlie Kirk. Forsen is literally Charlie Kirk. Forsen is literally.
Hey. Cut your hair, you look homeless. True. I have the privilege of being able to look homeless, so I don't need to go apply for jobs. Let's see here. We got links. Who's excited for some links, man? Hi. Alright, that was rot. Chef Cat, think for 8 years, man. What the heck? What the heck? Almost missed that one. Almost missed that one. Thank you, sir. Join the badge.
We've got a couple of people in the audience who want to say something there. Yeah, Jerry Hannon now, you're involved in a kind of ongoing battle with Frank McCourt, isn't that right?
Must be a very one-sided battle. I don't know anything about it.
Yes, you do. You know everything about it, Frank. You have been peddling lies about Limerick for the last 2.5 years. In every television station, in every newspaper, you've told lies about your mother, about Limerick, about Teresa Carmody, about Willie Harold. You've done nothing but lied. You are a liar. You're a self-confessed liar. Teresa Carmody was 3 days away from her death.
Bro, are you kidding me?
When you wrote in your book that you had sexual intercourse with her. Nowhere in your book does it mention that it was with her consent. Was it with her consent, Frank? Frank? Was it with her consent? There's no Teresa Carmody. It's not a made-up name. You named her mother. You're going to tell more lies now, are you? Teresa Carmody. That's number one. Teresa Carmody was a made-up name. You are a liar. You are a liar. Number two, Frank McCourt. Why are you so obsessed with me? Because, Frank, Jesus Christ up in heaven. How old are you? Irrelevant. You hammered your mother. Oh, yeah. You depicted your mother as a lazy, loose-moraled, good-for-nothing whore. That's what you depicted your mother as. You owe your mother an apology. Teresa Carmody's parents. Teresa Carmody's family, at least, are looking into this program tonight.
What is this about? If you didn't watch yesterday's stream, you don't have the context, but...
Limerick to make 3 points tonight, I'm going to make them. Okay,
Some fucking late night show
you censored me before,
guy in the
Frank.
audience
You
was
won't
really
censor
mad
me
at the
again.
guest
When did I censor?
and
You
started
censored
pressing
me, you
him
interviewed me, you gave me a 20-minute radio.
from
You
1999
chopped it up on your program.
in Brexit.
We
I don't know what it's
all
about.
pieces for- It's crap. It's not crap. It's custom and practice. Number three. If this miserable childhood that you've had, this so-called miserable childhood that you've peddled your lies all over the world, right? Miserable lanes in Limerick, miserable people in Limerick, miserable childhood in Limerick, misery, the whole flippin' way. If that's the case, why did you not discuss your well-paid employment with Jackie Brosnan? Why did you not discuss your years with St. Joseph's Boy Scout movement? You never discussed it, for the same reason I didn't discuss various schools I've been. Look, you've had enough time now. You are a liar. You are a liar. Jerry, can I just say, I think the reason Frank's asking how old you are is because he's writing about a time before you were born, isn't that so? Frank, Pat, you're a journalist. You've heard of research. I interviewed over 70 contemporaries of Frank McCourt. I interviewed Moira Gallagher. She describes Angela McCourt as the angel of the lanes. Can I just suggest to you that the late Jim Kemmy said that Frank's book was an accurate portrayal of the way things were in the Limerick of their mutual youth. Jim Kemmy, with all due respect to him, was a close friend of Frank. No, he wasn't. Yes, he was, Frank. He wasn't. I met him just before he died. He was, Frank. He was. He met him just before he died, so you're a liar. I can't believe a word that comes out of your mouth. Jim Kemmy. Jim Kemmy. Sorry, I don't know who the audience...
タピオカの次に何が流行るか知ってる？チーズティー、バナナジュース。正解は
セガだよ。セガだよ。
ラグビーの次に流行るの
Not Sega Satan.
5G の次ってさ。セガだよ。
令和の次は
セガだよ。じゃあセガの次は。セガだよ。
セガって何？あなたは誰？
セガシロー、セガシロー、セガシロー。今こそあなたに知ってほしい。60周年のセガ。
セガシロー、それスイッチ？
セガだよ。
それサングラス？
セガだよ。
それリュック？
セガだよ。
いつもそれ何羽織ってるの？
セガシロ
父さん。
来い音セガを極めろじゃあな
Sega Satan.
セガなんて時代遅れだ誰だ破綻しろ破綻しろセガ破綻しろ
シローの秘密ウェブサイトで公開中。60周年のセガ。父さん、セガは僕が守る。
セガ破綻しろ
セガは僕が守る。父さん父さんうわー
話をしたな。
父さん。
お前の成長を確かめたかった。今のお前ならセガを守っていける。
父さん。
おお、俺のことは忘れるんだ。
父さん。
俺はかつてのセガの象徴だ。
父さん。
セガは今やゲームだけではなく総合的なエンターテインメントコンテンツ事業を行っている。
父さん。
これからお前が新しいセガを守っていくんだ。
父さん。
セガジョー。
Sega is not dead.
父さん。
What are you talking about, man?
父さん。
さあやるんだ。
父さん。うわりゃー。父さん。
セガは任せた。
父さん。決意を新たに60周年のセガ。
Alright.
許さんぞそっか。ライダー変身と
Rider kick. Okay.
Let us know in the comments below who your favourite wombat is and which animals you'd like to see next.
Morning, you're ready to go. This is Kato coming out for the morning, having a bit of her breakfast.
Now, I do have the biggest soft spot for Kato. She definitely is my favourite wombat because she was the first ever marsupial that I got to create a really special bond with. Kato is a common wombat, which means her fur is quite coarse, almost feels just like a paintbrush. She's the sweetest, most loving girl, and now at 20 years old, she's living next to her sister, who is in fact named by Bindi.
Hello. Good morning. Oh. You're going back to bed. Going to get Ellie out of bed, wake up the little squishy bum. Wayne is her life-size plush toy wombat that she sleeps with. Yeah, Ellie, that's not your plate. Ellie. Good girl. Good girl, Squishy.
That's not a lot of food.
So this is Ellie. She's 4 years old. She was born here at the zoo. She got hand raised by a couple of the keepers here at the zoo, which makes her very special to all of us.
We actually just celebrated her 5th birthday, surrounded by all her favourite keepers.
She loves her scratches and her cuddles. She definitely is the cheeky one out of all of them.
Now let's talk about wombats and digging holes. Now, wombats being a terrestrial marsupial, they obviously strictly live on the ground, but wombats are burrowers, so they have tendencies to dig holes here in their habitat. But we're okay with that because we have these giant sand pits where they can go for gold. We get to use our muscles filling in these holes just for them to start all over again the next day. Get the corn. Oh, come on. Right, so this is Bunker. He is our little male here at Australia Zoo. He is a special little boy. We have introduced him to his future girlfriend, Ellie. So far, he hasn't quite figured it out. Now, just like all wombats, he's definitely got a lot of character and a lot of energy. I definitely would want to be eating all my corn on my own as well. Nice and peaceful. So we met Bunker, but let me introduce you to my favorite wombat. This is Meg, and Meg right now is doing what Meg loves to do. Meg is 20 years old, which is exceptional for a wombat. They can live up to about 15 years old in the wild. Now, Meg, as you've already seen, loves to sleep. And in the morning when we come in and we're getting the day ready and we're tidying around her, she will just hide and bury her face to the last minute because she loves her bed. A big scratch, yeah. And here is her roommate. This is Minnie Bus. Hi, Minnie. Now, Minnie Bus is one of our most famous residents here. She has had the pleasure of working with Steve, and you met her daughter and granddaughter earlier, Burrow and Ellie. And Minnie Bus, what can I say about Minnie Bus? She is a living legend here at the zoo. She is the queen of our wombats. You wanna go it that way? Okay. Come on. This is typical. This is what we do. We put our harness on, and we like to make our keeper work for it. And everything is on her terms, as it should be, all right? You get to decide, yeah? Now, taking our wombats out for a walk is vitally important to us and to them. Not only does it keep them healthy physically, but it also helps us keep them stimulated both mentally and emotionally. Going on our wombat walks allows our wombat...
Looks like oversized hamsters. How is that not funny? I'm real tofu. Thank you for the tier 3, 42 months. I wasted entire my rife. GG Force and GG. Plenty of more rife to waste, my man. Alright, don't worry about it. Alright. Plenty of more rife to waste. Strong Profit, Spaghetti Waffles, D. Jorik, welcome back. Oh la la.
The same people who say you can criticize Israel, that's fine, we won't call you anti-Semitic if you criticize Israel, now turn around immediately and say you're anti-Semitic for even raising that. I completely reject that, and I raise this as a pushback against my friends on that particular strain of the aisle.
Yeah, now I know who it is. You have seen this before.
You don't want to alienate people who are
before.
openly your friends by going nuts in your crackdowns on mild pushback on anything related to Israel. Now you take it.
I'm so glad you brought this up, and I would second that, Megan. I think I have a bulletproof resume showing my defense of Israel, both on campus, on social media, to great, you know, let's just say mockery and scorn at times, where because I believe it, right? I believe in the scriptural land rights given to Israel. I believe in fulfillment of prophecy. And again, I'm not a theologian, but I'm a Christian. My life was changed in Israel. The spiritual energy is so amazing there. I want them to win. I've said that repeatedly.
Same.
And however, Megan, you're hitting on something very potent and important. Now, let me first say, I don't want to judge an entire group, because there's been many people in the pro-Israel world that have been very sweet, very kind, very nuanced, very Charlie, you know, you're with us, you don't have to agree all the time. However, and I will say this, the behavior by a lot, both privately and publicly, are pushing people like you and me away. Not like we're going to be pro-Hamas, not like we're going to, but we're like, honestly, the way you are treating me is so repulsive. I have text messages, Megan, calling me an anti-Semite. I am learning biblical Hebrew and writing a book on the Shabbat. I honor the Shabbat, literally the Jewish Sabbath. I visit Israel and fight for it. And there's another article out in the Times of Israel today. I could read it on air. I was just reading before I got on. Charlie, what are you doing? Like, why are you, what am I doing? I'm sorry, like, let's just take a step back here. Like, I'm an American citizen. Yes, I want Israel to win. Yes, I'm a Christian. But, like, some of the mess, and you saw, and you've seen how I've been treated, Megan, by some, not all, by some.
No, it's very irritating.
It's
been so unfair. They were coming after you after a Turning Point for, among other things, that you had Dave Smith there. Dave Smith is allowed to criticize Israel. You had both sides. The Israeli side was overrepresented.
Though. No, you're not allowed to. It's even worse than that. Again, I just want to repeat for the 5th time. I love Israel. I want Israel to win. But my moral character is now being put into question, Megan. Not my decisions. Not like, hey, are you doing this? Is it smart or is it dumb? But no. I am a bad person if I do this. And I could go, I mean, you saw it, Megan. It was trending on Twitter, thousands of tweets and text messages. And if I were to be charitable and generous, I will say, the people that are attacking me are in a hyper-paranoid state because they're at war, and war tends to make things black and white, and you're a hammer looking for a nail. So I'm trying to be charitable, Megan. Literally, I'm trying to cut as much slack as I can, right? They go, okay, what would it be like if all of a sudden I'm starting to see a pattern of behavior similar to what my grandparents saw in 1930s Germany online? How would I behave? So that's like my charitable kind of overcompensation spirit. At the same time, I'm like, but it's not defensible to be dumb, right?
Yeah.
So
and it's offensive. It's offensive to those of us who have been out there defending them in many instances against critics on our own side, and now.
A lot of yapping, a lot of substance. Jurik, KS, Pugdim, Lex Lelox, the Rainbow Viking, did for 4 years, man. Just Forsen. Forsen, Slow CR, welcome back as well. Loop MK with 1 year since Forsen, Blob.
Scavengers are going to get to that in a second. I have 1 or 2 other questions on Israel. I think it's very important for our audience to hear this, though, because there is an incessant campaign. And one thing a friend said to me, interestingly, which is, okay, Charlie, we pushed back against the media on COVID, on lockdowns, on Ukraine, on the border, so maybe we should also ask a question: is the media totally presenting the truth when it comes to Israel? Just a question, that maybe we shouldn't believe everything the media says, because I know I've been conditioned to ask a lot more critical questions over the last couple of years. So Ben, some people would accuse Israel of wanting to ethnically cleanse. Some people in the Israeli government are saying, again, it's all over the place, right? You have opinions all over. In your opinion, what would a good outcome 5 years from now be, and how does one respond to the claims of ethnic cleansing?
So ethnic cleansing, the idea, presumably, that population movement is equivalent to ethnic cleansing. I think ethnic cleansing is a term that's been fairly recently coined to describe population movement during war. And the reality is that's been ongoing for literally all of human history. The idea that Israel is, quote unquote, forcing people out of the Gaza Strip, that is not the stated policy of the Israeli government. The idea is if people want to leave, they can, but they're not being forced to leave. Again, moving people out of heavily urbanized areas that are honeycombed with terrorist booby traps pretty much everywhere is not the same thing as, quote unquote, ethnic cleansing. And I think that ethnic cleansing is very often used as sort of a softer form of the genocide attack, the idea being that Israel is trying to kill everyone, which of course is not true. As far as your earlier question about what we believe from the media, one of the things that I find kind of astonishing in some of the folks on the right who are highly critical of Israel is actually the lack of the lack of skepticism when it comes to legacy media. Legacy media are radically anti-Israel overall. The New York Times can certainly not be accused of being a pro-Israel outlet. It'd be very difficult to make the accusation that the Associated Press, which has worked hand in glove with Hamas for years, or Reuters, that these are wildly pro-Israel outlets, and yet when it comes to the reporting, it seems to be sort of the opposite.
Ben,
so the perception the legacy media is like owned by the Jews. And
I was going to say, Ben, come
on.
You Jews own the media, Ben. So, I mean, come on. As you can tell by all the wonderful headlines you guys get.
Well, I mean, dude, the accusation that we own the media has not prevented, the Daily Wire from employing people who radically disagree with me on all of these matters. I mean, I don't agree with Matt Walsh on foreign policy. Matt obviously is a major host over at Daily Wire, and that's just my shop. And I'm overtly pro-Israel. Right? I mean, I'm not making any bones about this. I'm a Jew and I'm a Zionist. I'm not going to pretend that to say otherwise would be absolutely silly. To suggest that some sort of atheistic Jewish person by birth who does not care about Judaism or Israel owning the New York Times means the New York Times is pro-Israel is to ignore literally every bit of coverage they have ever done for my entire lifetime.
We're running out of time here, but just last question on this, Ben. I know this might be a tougher question, but Bibi said, quote, I didn't like he said this, I'll be honest. You can't be MAGA if you're anti-Israel. I don't like it for a couple reasons. How did you analyze that statement from Bibi?
I mean, I think that there is the ungenerous way of interpreting that and then the generous way of interpreting that. So the ungenerous way is to suggest that you have to hold a particular position on every Israeli governmental activity in order to be MAGA. Which, of course, is not true. I mean, you can disagree from the right or from the left with Bibi's policies, and you can still be plenty MAGA. I think the idea that Bibi is putting out there is that if you are taking Hamas's side against Israel in a conflict, it is very difficult to align that with the stated positions of the Trump administration or what President Trump himself is doing right now. And that much I certainly is true.
You cannot, look, I think you can have disagreements on Israel and still be MAGA, obviously. You should be America first, but if you're pro-Hamas, you're something darker, and we shouldn't put up with that. Ben, tell us about your important new book.
So the basic...
Important new book. I don't think it's very important. Still, Animal Cat, Dr. the Man, Lantern Switch, JKSK, thank you. Alright, we got one cocksucker here. I'm sure it's gonna be...
Let's continue our conversation on the Covenant, which is coming on Thursday. And I pose this question at first. Why does everybody hate the Jews? Scientists have actually looked at this, experts and historians. This is real.
Really good question.
Yeah, why does everybody seem to hate the Jews? First, they came up with 5 reasons. 1, Jews are hated because they're an inferior race. Except Jewishness is not a race. Any person, any creed or color can convert to Judaism. Okay? I convert to be a Jew, they would kill me just as fast. Okay. Next one, economic. Jews are hated because they possess too much wealth and power. Well, okay, there are some well-off Jews, but there are millions of poor and downtrodden Jews as well. So Jews are people too. Isn't it kind of weird like that? Jews are hated because they're different from everyone else, is answer number 3. They're outsiders. Well, Jewish communities often tried to assimilate. In the 18th century in Europe, they tried desperately to assimilate. How'd that work out for him? Scapegoat. Answer number 4. The Jews are hated because they're the cause for all the world's problems. They've been hated because they're an easy target. Okay. Deicide. The Jews are hated because they killed Jesus Christ. I just like to point out, I'm pretty sure those were the Romans that killed Jesus. They were the ones. So I ask the question again. Why do people hate the Jews? And why is America second in line? Notice that? We're the great Satan. Why? I think there's really one reason. The Jewish people know who they are. They're the children of Israel. They are from the promised land. They are God's chosen people. Who says they're chosen people? That's not right. Everybody's searching for answers, searching for the truth. Jews have something unique. They have an eternal identity that has been spoken. And it's an identity that is built on traditions, laws, promise, faith in God, a covenant, a rock of a covenant. And the Jewish people work hard at studying and teaching that covenant. They've handed down the traditions and blessings from one generation to another for thousands of years. They are very clear who they are. Now, just that alone, holding on to who you are, passing on customs and traditions and conventions, that makes you a little peculiar in today's world. We're not doing it. They are. And their covenant gives them a relationship with God and with one another. It binds them. It lifts them up. You know, the attitude in Israel is extraordinarily positive right now. I have heard that people have told me in Israel that everybody's very optimistic. They're all like, we're going to win this and we're going to solve this problem. And they're not cowering in fear. Where do they get that?
From their fucking delusions in
Covenant
God.
of God gives them confidence that they're going to be blessed if they do what they're supposed to do. In a world where the foundations of truth and reality are being destroyed and being distorted, that kind of confidence lends itself to envy. And as Yoda warned us, envy leads to jealousy. Jealousy leads to hate. Hate leads to anger. And anger leads to the dark side. Or something like that.
True. No, it's true. I wasn't really paying attention, but then he dropped the Star Wars fucking line, and now I'm on board, man. Steve, thank you for 7 years. Did something happen yesterday in Kukono land? I don't know. Something happened, I think, but nothing happened to me. Hi, Cubic, Lamal, Fuji, Lord Lay, Stephen Bruh, thank you, man. Leifu, welcome back. Yiko, Yokan with 3 years, 3 years happy. Jerry Bachelor.
Top right did it.
No further links, please. I don't know if I said it or not.
(9/11) 9/11.
It is 9/11 actually. You called him for 2 years, by the way. I'm but the subsidy. And Shebanger with the 2 years to get a bro fist, Mr. Force. It's not a bro fist, it's a cringe fist, my man. It's a cringe fist. Alright, I was gonna play that FMV game, but you know, we got talking a little bit earlier on in the stream. Maybe we do a little league warm up for the WASD patch. WASD. Little comeback. A little comeback Israeli. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Alright. Someone said Briar was buffed. Is that true? What about the Feigned Dead, I guess? Happiest thing for 90 months. Sherry Seal Natters. Thanks for 7. Thank you. Right. Thank you very much. I hate when they abusing text chat. A lot of toxic people in this game. I'm happy they clean the streets after you report. We have to do placement matchers, right? Jungle players will be auto-assigned the smite spell. Only one smite allowed per team. Oh, they fixed it. They fixed people forgetting to switch from smite. I told them to do this and they listened. Huh? Support, too long, did not read. Swap roles in champ select. Okay. Do the mid and jungle? I don't even know. Mid and jungle. Bronze expert. Block this shit out. Try the new Riot fighting game. No. I don't. It's Street Fighter. I don't like Street Fighter. All right. I'm not a big fan of Street Fighter. If they would have made it like Tekken, I would have played that shit. You know, definitely. If they would have made it like Smash, I would have even played that shit. But Street Fighter is just so fucking slow. It's so fucking slow. It's a PowerPoint presentation, man. It's so slow. The only thing they got going for them is the anti-grab mechanic. I don't even remember what it was, but I remember I was impressed by it compared to Tekken's. That's the only thing they got going for them. Briar, armpit and feet. I don't know, I was hyped for Riot to do a fighting game, but the more we saw it, I was like, eh. I was ready to pick up my fucking Razer $500 controller, fighting stick, right? Or fighting hitbox, whatever the fuck they're called. But now we're gonna have to wait for fucking Tekken 9. Tekken 9. That's because fighting games are shit. Fighting games are not shit. But they are hard, so a lot of people automatically go to calling it shit. It's a high skill, and it's highly mentally taxing because of the fact that there's very little RNG in it, and you're playing 1v1. So it's kind of like losing in StarCraft or chess or whatever. You just got outplayed. You got outplayed. Sometimes you get knowledge checked, right? You get knowledge checked. Yeah, it happens. You don't know what frame something is. But yeah. More often than not, you got fucking outplayed. New role swapping. Okay. Briar cheese. I am jungle man. Does anyone remember what you're supposed to pick here? Ghost or flash? Or exhaust? I think exhaust was the way. I think it was exhaust. Ban a champion. Who's bad? Who's bad for me? I'm bad at calling. I have no time. I have no time. I don't remember anything. I don't remember any of these. This is bad. Help. Oh, stream sniper right away. It's so cringe, man. Now I remember. I don't remember what other jungle hero I play. Who is a jungle hero that I play? I don't know. Trundle is not. Warwick is also banned. Can I switch? I don't know who I should pick. Who should I pick? Oh my god. Someone didn't pick. Saved. Oof. Nafiri? Oh, that's the dog. I don't remember if that's a I don't think that's a jungle hero. No. I remember asking and people were like, no, that's not a jungle hero. Because I played in mid. Oh, she is now? They changed her? Trundle jungle is good right now. Actual advice. When you say actual advice, I'm not sure if I can take that more serious or less serious. How do I see my rune builds? Leak. Is it called runes? How do I see my builds? Somewhere here. All right. What did I use to go? I had the Forsen build. One of these is definitely the Forsen build. I click one of these. That's sorcery. That can't be it. These are probably Aurelian Soul, right? Press the attack. Which one is the good one here? Treasure Hunter. I think it's something like this one. Lethal Tempo. Wait, what is Lethal Tempo again? Isn't that Red Tree? The which one? Wait. Boots? This is bad for jungle, is it not? Press the Conqueror, press attack. Alright, this one is more for like long fights, right? This one is for short fights. I think is the difference. Let's just get this one. Okay, I get this one now. 3 is okay, most take 2. Summoner Spell Haste. Item Haste. I don't remember what items I used to go. What items did I used to go? I had a Force and Build for it. It was pretty good. Definitely not Hydra. Definitely not Hydra. Bro, why are there so many copy fucking profiles, man? Why are you guys so fucking annoying? I can't even... Eclipse. 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 Black Cleaver. Okay.